Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast where we mourn the death of Shane McMahon. But hey, it's time for Mixed Match Challenge. It's Lost in the Midcard. Welcome to a special edition of Lost in the Midcard. You're still hearing it on Thursday. My apologies. I thought I was going to a matinee show of a Broadway play, and it turns out it was a night show, so I did not watch Fastlane live, and therefore we could not do a post-game show. But we're going to bring you our abbreviated thoughts on both Ring of Honor 16th anniversary and an excellent Fastlane, actually an excellent anniversary show and an excellent Fastlane on Sunday. Cover Raw and SmackDown. We're recording on Tuesday as I've got something going on Wednesday this week, so no NXT to cover here, but if anything major happens that we want to discuss, we'll talk about it on the show next week. But first, thank you to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes and any of your favorite podcasting apps. What you got to do, brother, is search for Lost in the Midcard. Hit that subscribe button. That way you know every time a new episode comes your way. Typically every Thursday and Mondays after a double E pay-per-view. And you can subscribe to us on the YouTube. The links to all that are on our Facebook page, facebook.com/LostInTheMidcard. It's on our pinned post there and also on our pinned tweet at LITMC Podcast. We also share a lot of the great tweets from the wrestling world. Lots of entertaining people on social media, so check us out there at LITMC Podcast. I am your host, Jeremy Bennett. You can find me on the Twitter at JBHuskers. As always, my co-host, he is on the Twitter at RawFShowtime. It is Mr. Matt Black. Matt, are you glad that the road to WrestleMania has finally started on SmackDown?
Absolutely. For the most part, I thought SmackDown was a pretty damn good show tonight.
Yeah, first hour was straight fire to steal one from Becky Lynch. Second hour, not as straight fire, but it didn't suck. So we'll get into that at the end of the show. But first, let's talk about what we just saw, Matt. Mixed Match Challenge, quarterfinal, the final quarterfinal. That means next week's the semifinal. The Road Warriors, Bobby Roode, Charlotte Flair took on the married couple of Lana and Rusev. And as always, great chicanery before the bell rings. Rusev singing his song, Lana is the best, Lana number one. And he yells at Roode and Charlotte for interrupting. And then Lana slaps Roode, which was great. And then Charlotte and pushed Rusev and then went to Chop City with Roode and Charlotte. Once again, Matt, just the great stuff we love about Mixed Match Challenge, right?
It's always fun, man. I've yet to see an episode of the Mixed Match Challenge that hasn't been just downright entertaining. And,
hey, Lana looked pretty damn good in the ring tonight, didn't she?
Yeah, I liked her new gear, too, a lot better than what she's been wearing, since she started wrestling. I thought it was a nice improvement on her gear tonight, too.
Lana with an upper hand for a good part of the beginning of the match before Charlotte took over. Then Charlotte got the upper hand for a while. Lana gets the tag to Rusev, so then the men have to come in. Rusev has the upper hand on Roode for some time now. And then the end, Charlotte gets a hot tag, doing the Flair strut, hits a face buster and a boot to the head on Lana. Rusev pulls Lana to the corner and wants to tag in, but Charlotte slapped Rusev in the face. And but Lana with a roll-up and a really good near fall. I mean, none of us really believed they were going to win, but it was a good near fall. Rusev does tag in eventually, and Charlotte chops Rusev, and Rusev starts laughing and says, "That don't hurt me." But then, oh, look, there's somebody right behind you. It's Bobby Roode with a glorious DDT for the 1-2-3. The Road Warriors, Charlotte Flair, Bobby Roode, they advance to the semis. They take on the winner of the fan vote. And, Matt, what hashtag should you use to vote for the fan vote?
Hashtag Goldust Mandy, baby!
Yes, sir. We want Rose Gold to get that vote and face the Road Warriors in the Final Four. Hashtag Goldust Mandy. Hashtag Goldust Mandy. Do it on the Facebook page's post. There's a specific post with all the hashtags. So in the comment section there, put hashtag Goldust Mandy. And every one of your tweets from now until next week or whenever they do I don't know when they announce the winner of it. Probably next week.
I'm not sure I'm not sure how they're going to do this. I don't understand why it's just not a damn Facebook poll.
Or why
I don't understand why people have to write the damn hashtag in a comment section.
Got to be trending, brother. You got to get it trending, brother.
But it's not trending in a comment section on a Facebook chat.
I know. I'm just.
So I don't understand the concept of how they're running this, and I also feel incredibly bad for whatever intern at Stanford that has to sit there and comb through thousands upon thousands of comments in that section and try to tally these votes instead of just doing it through a freaking poll.
Matt, you know very well that this isn't going to be legit. Come on.
Well, I don't now that I see the way it's set up, I don't think it's going to be legit either. But
I think
I think attempt to prove me wrong.
But whoever can maybe get that hype train rolling, and the only hype train I've seen so far is hashtag Goldust Mandy. That's the only hype train I've seen. So, I haven't seen. I didn't see much from Balor or Sasha today. I didn't see much from Natty or Shinsuke. No, I saw Goldust and Mandy already campaigning to get in that spot this afternoon before.
Big E and Carmella made a pretty entertaining video over the weekend.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, there are some people trying, but I think most people are giving forth minimum effort. And I feel like the only two teams that really, truly give a damn about trying to get into that thing are Goldust and Mandy and Big E and Carmella. And I think the rest of the teams, I don't think they couldn't care less at this point if they were involved or not.
Big E's got kind of his own hands full right now.
You can say that.
Ring of Honor 16th anniversary live from Sam's Town in Vegas this Friday night. And overall, Matt, I would say a hell of a good show, right?
Yeah, I enjoyed the show. I got the Honor Club this week specifically because I didn't want to miss the show, so they forced my hand. If I could give one critique to the Honor Club while we're on the air here, I do not believe that as a paid member of your video on demand platform that I should have to go to Facebook or some other place to watch your pregame show and your postgame show. There is absolutely no reason why the pregame and the postgame should not air on your stream on the Honor Club on ROHWrestling.com. I should not have to go chasing that down when I'm already paying you guys to give me the content of the main show. It should all be at ROHWrestling.com if you're a member of the Honor Club. That's probably my best feedback I could give. I know there were some reports of some people having problems with the show. I did not.
I was going to ask you. I saw there was problems of people finding the show.
Their layout's a little shitty right now. I will say that. For me, it really wasn't that hard. Once you clicked on the Honor Club, you scroll down to the bottom, there's a button that says pay-per-view, and I clicked it, and it said, currently airing, ROH 16th anniversary. I hit watch now, and it was done. The layout isn't ideal at the moment, but I'm sure that, that's another thing in time that they're going to get fixed, and it's probably laid out better on the apps when those apps launch in the next couple of weeks for, like, Roku TV and stuff like that. But, yeah, my main issue was the fact that they were making me chase down their content when I've already paid for it.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have had to chase down the women's matches on the pre-show on Facebook Live. I should not have had to return to Facebook Live to see Bully Ray's announcement of Marty Scurll and Dalton Castle competing for the title at the Super Card of Honor. Like, there's no reason I should have had to go to Facebook to see that. That should have aired live on the Honor Club. And to me, that's something they need to fix in the future, and I really hope that they do.
Some bad news for me. Unfortunately, I won't be going to WrestleMania now. Just some expenses come up. No big deal. On the brighter side, it makes it even more likely that Matt and I are going to be at All In, which is going to be could be extraordinary. It's already going to be a great show, but there's some stuff that may happen that might put us on the map, brother, so to speak. So,
but hey, look, on top of that, even more good news, everyone. We are going to be on schedule for probably our first ever WrestleMania postgame show.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually going to go up on time because every year it's either been you've been there or I've been there or we were both there, but we were at separate hotels and we couldn't really converge and get the show done in a timely manner.
Did we do it last year?
This will be the first year.
What did we do last
year?
No,
I don't think we did. I feel like we didn't do it. Like, I don't feel we've ever had a WrestleMania where we recorded right after the show was over.
Maybe you were.
So
maybe you went somewhere to watch it. Then?
Yeah, I don't remember. I just feel like every year something's come up that we haven't been able to do it.
Well, I know
this year, the Lost in the Midcard WrestleMania postgame show will be glorious.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. The first time we were in existence, you were in Cali.
Yep.
Second year,
WrestleMania 31.
Second year, we were both in Dallas. It just couldn't work for us to get together. Yeah, I don't know what happened last year. I'll have to go check.
I don't remember recording one. Like, I don't remember sitting down to record one after WrestleMania last year.
You might have been gone for a party or something.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know, but it's not happening this year. This year, we're going to do it right. Special guest already announced.
Yeah, Trevor Oz.
Oz will be joining us live. This is now on documented, Trevor, so if you back out, we will bury you on the WrestleMania postgame show on Lost in the Midcard. We don't care if you spiderduck.net or not.
Yeah.
You will be on the show, and we're going to have fun. We're going to talk about the marathon show that is WrestleMania 34.
All 10 hours.
I'm telling you what. I'm liking the card so far.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not even gonna front. I'm really digging the card right now.
It's a tale of on paper, and as it's playing out, especially with the tag team division on SmackDown. Dude, we'll talk about that later. I did not catch the pre-show on Ring of Honor. 2 matches for the Women of Honor tournament. Sumi Saki took on Hana Kimura, and Brandy Rhodes took on Tenille Dashwood. No surprise here. We both picked them. We both picked these right. Sumi Saki and Tenille Dashwood moving on to the second round. Matt, you caught these 2 matches, right?
Yeah, I did. Like I said, I had to track them down on Facebook Live because they weren't airing them on the Honor Club. And seriously, for $120 a year for VIP up front. I should not have to chase down that content. I really shouldn't.
That reminds me. For the first time in my 15 years at Allstate, I'm getting a bonus this month.
Bonus.
So that's going. Some of that. A little bit of that is going to Honor Club. Yeah.
I can't believe, dude. To me, just the fact that I can see every ROH live event is worth it to me.
Well, it's the first time you're going to be
getting all the pay-per-views too. I think that's.
It's the first time you're going to be able to see It's going to be the first time you're going to be able to see Supercard of Honor live.
Yeah, so I don't think I'm going to get to watch it live because I think it's going on at the same time Takeover is.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to split my attention between those 2 shows.
No, turn off.
My original idea was like, all right, I'm going to put NXT on the TV and I'm going to put Supercard of Honor on my laptop and I'm going to watch them both at the same time. And then I felt like I'm not doing either show justice.
Yeah.
If I watch them that way. I'm going to watch NXT. I'm probably not going to tweet about Takeover because I fear if I tweet about Takeover, I will end up getting spoilers about Supercard of Honor while I'm tweeting about Takeover. So I feel like I'm going to be social media silent. Saturday night for those shows.
I got a tip for you. If you want a tip, use the app, Twitter app. Okay, this is what I do when I don't want to get spoiled. Use the Twitter app. Keep it on the notifications tab. You can still hit the button for a new message there and not have to go to your timeline.
That's a good point. I normally don't tweet from my phone very often. I have an app on my computer called TweetIn, which is it's like the old version of TweetDeck before Twitter took it over and made it shit.
Yeah.
So I basically use that for a lot of my tweeting. But yeah, maybe I will. Maybe I will just like tweet my thoughts from my phone during NXT Takeover.
Yeah.
And then I'll watch
and then
Super Card of Honor afterwards.
Yeah, and then after Takeover's live, we'll get on the Skype gimmick and go, all right, 1, 2, 3, hit play. We'll do that on Honor Club once Takeover's over. We'll sync it up, Matt. We'll sync it up, brother. What did you think of the ladies in the pre-show?
I thought both matches were solid.
Mm-hmm. No surprise, obviously. Of course, there was a taping, and our worst fears happened with Kelly Klein defeating Mandy Leon. So,
dude, there were so many bad decisions at those tapings. And I don't know, as far as the women's tournament goes, and I don't even know if we want to run them all down. But I mean, that's definitely that happened. Fuck it. Let's just get into it. I don't even care at this point.
I don't know any results. So just go ahead. You go ahead and go ahead and soapbox away with all the hate, because I don't know any of the answers. So I'll just sit back and listen.
Well, it looks like. Let me see if I want to see if I can actually pull up that bracket right now, so I know exactly. See if I can find that bracket, and I can run. I'm pretty sure I know both semifinals matches at this point. I just need to look at the bracket to know for sure. Somebody show me the bracket. Somebody show me the bracket.
Did you just say ba with the ba?
I did not say ba with the ba, but if you want to talk about the newest member of the WWE Hall of Fame while I find this bracket, you are more than welcome to.
Oh, it's in the headlines. Headlines are coming up after our pay-per-view rundown.
Yeah, where the hell's this damn bracket?
I don't know. You got to go to Honor Club.
Honor Club, the exclusive place that has the Women of Honor. Okay, I got it.
The graphic is on a streaming video on Honor Club only.
Oh my god! All right, yeah. Look. I guess the easiest way I can do this without, I guess to spoil everything anyway, but I don't really care.
It's on the internet.
All right, here are the two semifinals matches. It's Kelly Klein Kelly Klein versus Mayu Iwatani, which means Mayu knocked out Deonna Purrazzo, and Kelly Klein knocked out Mandy Leon. Which is, to me, knocking both of them out in the second round is just bullshit beyond words.
Just give it to Tenille.
And in the semifinals are Sumi Sakai and Tenille Dashwood.
Just give it to Tenille now.
You're pretty damn sure that the finals are going to be Tenille Dashwood, also known as Emma, against Kelly Klein for the Women of Honor Championship. And as much as I don't like the idea of just throwing the title on Emma as soon as she arrives, I hate the idea of putting it on Kelly Klein even more. So, yeah. Honestly, as much as I'm happy that the Women of Ring of Honor finally got a championship, and they all so freaking deserve this, I hate the way the tournament was laid out. I hate the majority of the results past the first round, and I really think Ring of Honor and Delirious completely dropped the ball on how they handled this tournament for the women, and honestly, they should kind of be ashamed of themselves.
Maybe Delirious is already on the cruise of Jericho, man. The opening. It's
Delirious if he thinks his booking of this tournament were good.
Yeah. How about Bully Ray? That was a badass speech to kick us off, huh?
Bully Ray knows how to get people fired up, man. He ain't no dummy.
Bully Ray knows how to make money. Let's just say that. And speaking of money, the opening match, Flip Gordon, Hiromu Takahashi. Takahashi is fast becoming one of my new favorites in New Japan Pro Wrestling. The ticking time bomb. I'm starting to become a big fan of Takahashi, and these guys just kick some ass and lit it up to open up the pay-per-view. The time bomb was hit by Hiromu, and he scores the pinfall. Great way to start the pay-per-view with some hot action there. Hopefully Flip Gordon is going to the All-In show, since now we're probably going to the All-In show. Number 1 contenders match, Marty Scurll, the villain, taking on Punishment Martinez. I know I did not say I was impressed with Punishment Martinez ever since I have returned to viewing Ring of Honor. Let me say this right now. The match against Marty Scurll at the 16th anniversary pay-per-view, Punishment Martinez changed my mind. I thought Punishment looked absolutely outstanding here against Marty Scurll, Matt. So he pulled a 180 on me. What did you think about this matchup?
Contrast of styles, it was better than I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've said already, I'm not the world's biggest fan of Punishment Martinez. This match really didn't change my mind. I feel the reason the match was as good as it was much more about Marty than it was anything to do about Martinez. But I also think that's a testament to how good Marty Scurll is in the ring. And I do like. I know he's popular and his T-shirts sell great, and everybody thinks he's awesome. But I think he's criminally underrated in the ring right now. I think his work is just ridiculously amazing, and I really like. I kind of hope we see a title change at Supercard of Honor.
Yeah, and you know how big of
I'd love to see Marty win the title in a couple weeks.
You know how big of a Dalton Castle fan that I am. I mean, day one, I was on the bandwagon and loved that guy. And I agree. I love Marty Scurll as well. Now, I'm not saying Punishment Martinez is the top 5 guy in the company by any means. No, he just changed my tune. He changed my mind.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, I got behind his work. It took a while, but I got behind his work with that match against Marty Scurll. Marty Scurll was trying to pull what he pulled the last television show before the pay-per-view, getting some powder out, and the referee saw it, so the referee is kind of distracted with that, and Scurll hits Punishment right in the ding-ding. Oh, look, there was nothing in the bag anyways. It was all a ruse, so he could hit him in the ding-ding and roll up Punishment Martinez for the win. So Marty Scurll takes on the winner of the main event tonight between Jay Lethal and Dalton Castle. Television title is on the line next. Kenny King, Silas Young, another guy that has really made a mark for himself over the past couple of years is Silas Young. Always loved his work as a heel, but I mean, in the ring he just continues to get better. And I'm a big fan of Silas, and I thought him and Kenny King tore it down. Kenny King's amazing, too, by the way. And probably one of my favorite finishers in Ring of Honor is the Royal Flush, Kenny King's finisher. I thoroughly love that one. King and Silas beat the shit out of each other. Good stuff. But in the end, Kenny King retains the ROH Television Championship. And, Matt, who's congratulating Kenny King on the ramp? Who is that guy with 85 titles around his arm?
I don't know if he was congratulating him.
Well, they're buddies, or that's what they played it off as. Earlier in the match, King put on a last chancery, and they said, a little ode to his good buddy, Austin Aries. And lo and behold, the guy that's traveling the world collecting belts, the greatest man that ever lived, Austin Aries is on Ring of Honor television. He wants that television title. Interesting, eh, Matt?
Dude, more power to him, man. I mean, this is what you get when you're not locked down to a certain company, and you can pretty much do whatever the hell you want.
He's showing the WWE what kind of star they missed out on, huh?
Well, WWE does a lot of that lately, so not really a surprise.
Amazing street fight, Vegas Street. Probably, I don't know, man. This might have been my favorite match of the night, Matt. Hung Bucks and SoCal Uncensored. Let me back up a bit. I have not seen the main event yet. I have not had time to finish that, so I have not seen the main event yet. So everything before the main event, I think the Vegas street fight between the Hung Bucks and SoCal Uncensored was one of my favorite matches. I think it's just because it's typical insanity 6-man tag match with no rules, right, Matt?
As much as I enjoyed that match, I think I'm looking forward to the 6-man tag title match at Supercard more.
Refresh my memory on that, or I might not know what that match is yet.
it is SoCal Uncensored defending the 6-man tag team titles against the Young Bucks and Flip Gordon in a ladder match.
Oh.
Ooh.
Why no Paige?
I don't know. It was on their TV tapings.
Oh.
I don't know why. I don't know why it's not, because the story was it was supposed to be the Kingdom against. It was the Kingdom. It originally scheduled. They announced early in the tapings it was going to be the Kingdom and SoCal Uncensored at Supercard, and then Flip Gordon beat Scorpio Sky, and SoCal Uncensored jumped Flip. Young Bucks came out and made the save, and Bully said, "Nah, we're not giving a title shot to the Kingdom. We're doing Young Bucks and Flip Gordon against SoCal Uncensored for the titles at Supercard of Honor in a ladder match."
I wonder.
And I'm like, "Fuck yes, that sounds fucking amazing."
I wonder if Paige is going to turn on the Bucks somewhere down the road.
Or maybe Heyman Page is facing Joey Ryan.
Oh, that could be too.
They've been set that feud up on being the Elite for weeks now. So it might be Heyman and Joey Ryan at Supercard of Honor.
How great was it, Bully Ray coming out and beat the shit out of the Kingdom, chasing them off. The Kingdom attacked the Hung Bucks after the match. Entertaining as hell. As much as I've loved the progression of Silas Young as a single star, I can't. I'd be remiss to ignore Matt Taven's rise as a single star since he has taken over his version of the Kingdom. I think Matt Taven has been spectacular for Ring of Honor. And I think Ring of Honor probably saw that too, because they put him in a match with Cody Rhodes here. Cody is joined ringside by Brandy Rhodes, looking woo, and Barry the Bear. Barry the Bear. Cody Rhodes was attacked by the Kingdom, because we thought the Kingdom got chased out of the building, but no, they showed up and they held up Cody. Marcelia and TK held up Cody so Taven could kick him in the ding-ding from way up high. But wait, Cody's wearing a nut cup, and that shocked Matt Taven, and Cody hits the Crossroads for the win. Pretty slick, Cody. After the match, though, was the real meat and potatoes, because who is that under the bear costume? The Cleaner, Kenny Omega, and he hits Cody with a B trigger, not a V trigger, a B trigger. And what was up with Brandy laying one on him there after that? Make any sense of that? Can you make any sense of that for me, Matt?
Cody kissed Ibushi. So, holy fuck.
You're watching Cedric and Roderick?
Yes.
We're recording his 205 lives on the air right now. I don't have it on in the background, but...
Dude, Roddy might have just killed Cedric.
Uh-oh. Well,
dude, that was one of the sickest bumps I've ever seen.
I'm going to probably tune in after we get done recording. How awesome was it for Kenny Omega to show up and attack Cody?
Oh, man.
You okay there?
Yeah, I'm good. I just that kind of that bump threw me for a loop, man.
How awesome was it that Omega showed up there?
Oh, it was good. You know, if I would have known he was scheduled to work the television tapings the next day, I would have definitely said he was going to be at the pay-per-view. I didn't realize he was in town.
Oh, who posed that question? Who posed that question last week? Who?
Shut up.
Who?
Shut up.
Oh, yeah, me.
Shut up.
You're welcome. I also called SoCal Uncensored taking the titles. I also called someone else taking the titles. The Briscoes. The Briscoes, the Motor City Machine Guns. God damn. This was.
I really think that was the wrong call.
Yeah, I know. We discussed. You didn't think they needed them. I thought. I just felt. I had a feeling the titles were changing, just the way they were presenting the Briscoes, the way everything was going down. I thought this was what was going to happen. It was a hell of a match, though, wasn't it, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, the match was great. I think the problem ROH has right now with the Motor City Machine Guns is the crowd just doesn't seem to be into them. They need to flip a switch on the Guns somehow, and I'm not even really sure how to do it. I guess they need to turn them heel or something.
They were when they came in
as a team. They are way too good and way too talented to just be getting like the meh reaction from the ROH crowd. So I hope like the loss of the titles leads to something with the Guns where they can like revitalize them as a team in that division and get some steam behind them again.
Yeah, because go back to when they returned and faced the Addiction. The crowd went nuts when they came back.
Yeah, so. The crowd is very indifferent on them right now, and it's
I did notice that. So like I said, I haven't got the main event yet. ROH Championship, Dalton Castle, Jay Lethal. Matt, how did you like the main event of the evening?
I thought it was really good. Some would argue that it might be Dalton Castle's best match to date. It was very good. It was booked very well. It could have gone either way. Lethal didn't look bad, coming out of the match at all. It was all very well done.
And as we both said, this was the defining title win for Dalton Castle, which both makes us both think that Marty Scurll is going to win it at Supercard of Honor. But this was the one to establish Castle as a champion by beating one of the best champions in the company's history in Jay Lethal. WWE Fastlane, Columbus, Ohio on Sunday. Kickoff show saw some fan favorites. Breezango and Ty Dillinger taking on Mojo, Gable, and Benjamin. I did not see that one.
You didn't miss much.
I went straight to the main show, which kicked it off in a hell of a way. God damn, how good was Shinsuke Nakamura and Rusev, man. I mean, this just proves why Rusev should be in the main event picture, doesn't it?
Dude, Rusev consistently delivers every match the guy's in. He's over with the crowd. Everybody, he's supposed to be a heel, but everybody loves him. And he's great, man. And I thought the match was great. Crowd was clearly split for Nakamura and Rusev. I was very happy to see Nakamura get the reaction he got because a lot of people have been drowned out with the Rusev Day chants nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
So just the fact that Nakamura could get the 50-50 crowd out of it, I thought it was a win for him. And it was a great match. I don't think anybody looked bad coming out of it. And damn it, JB, I'm telling you right now, we got a potential match of the year happening right now on the WWE Network.
Nice.
It just ended. That was incredible.
Nice.
Honestly, guys, if you're listening to this show on Thursday and you did not watch 205 Live Tuesday night, I don't even care if you watch the undercard, watch Cedric Alexander versus Roderick Strong, because that match was fucking insane.
Oh, I'm going to watch the undercard. I want to see a Tommy. I want to see a Tommy and Tozawa against the Luchadors.
Yeah, dude, this match was I don't want to spoil the winner here on the air. I think if anybody's been following the product, you probably know who won. But I'm not going to give it away. But damn, dude, that match was fucking sick.
I bet somewhere Kerry Silkin's got a big smile on his face. A couple of former ROH champions. I mean, one was a heavyweight champion, the other multi-time champion with the company. So, one of the best moments of the opening match was when Nakamura went for the Kinshasa, but Rusev hit him with a Machka kick. That was amazing. The sell by Nakamura, the near fall, that was the best moment of the match. Rusev tried to hit the Accolade, but Nakamura got out of it. He hit a knee to the back of the head and then hit the Kinshasa for the victory after 14 minutes in an amazing opening match. And I'm pretty sure the amazing job by Rusev here probably got him a match with the WWE Champion on SmackDown tonight, Matt. That's just my guess.
I don't know about all that.
We'll see. The United States Championship match, Randy Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, a couple of veterans, and this was good as expected. And Matt, I'm happy Jinder did not interfere here. I was glad that there was no interference in this match, and we got the first time ever a couple of veterans, multi-time world champions over. I was happy this went to the finish. I mean, they went damn near 20 minutes, and I'm a little surprised at the title change with Randy Orton, but I was glad there was no interference. What were your thoughts on the U.S. title?
Oh, the match was good. Very old school match. Mm-hmm. I think Randy Orton and Bobby Roode actually match up really well together. Mm-hmm. I mean, they might have worked together at live events before. I'm not sure, but I thought they were fantastic together. And
yet another sick RKO in Randy Orton's resume, huh?
Yeah. The only problem I have with that is like Bobby Roode was going to the top rope way too much that match. Yeah. Especially near the end of the match. And every time he's doing it, I'm just like, all right, he's going to get caught with an RKO here, or he's going to get caught with an RKO there. Yeah. It's just like, Bobby Roode is not the guy that I'm normally looking for him to go to the top rope as much as he did in that match.
He ain't doing no 450 splashes.
Yeah, and I mean, it's only a minor complaint. I thought the match was really good. Honestly, I would have preferred them to just rematch the two of them at Mania with Roode as a heel. Coming back for the belt and being bitter about the loss, but of course we're stuck with Jinder Mahal being involved, and it's going to be a triple threat. Hopefully the match will still be good. I'm just so sick of Jinder Mahal. Like I was sick of him when he was world champion, and I thought it would be better when he wasn't world champion, but I'm still sick of him now. And whatever.
Do you keep the title on Orton at Mania?
No, I turn Roode heel and put the title back on Roode because Orton doesn't need the title. I turn Bobby heel and I have him start a heel run on SmackDown after WrestleMania, or hell, maybe a heel run on Raw after the Superstar Shakeup, which was confirmed Monday on Raw by The Bar.
I think it's guaranteed. Who's winning the Raw Tag Championships at WrestleMania? It's just who's the partner. And then I think the Bar is definitely going to SmackDown. I think that's going to be the final straw, is them losing the belts at Mania again. Because remember what happened at Mania last year? Wasn't under Kurt Angle's watch, but the Bar got screwed by a surprise. Wonderful.
And I'm honestly okay with that because there's a bunch of fresh matches for the Bar over on SmackDown, and I feel like they've pretty much run through every team that there is to face on Raw. I think the Bar going to SmackDown would be, a breath of fresh air for them. When you ask what tag team to swap back to Raw, I'm not sure which one you'd send over there. I kind of would say I would kind of move the New Day back to Raw.
Yeah, I think you need to split up the New Day and the Usos.
I agree. That's what, like, if the New Day don't win the tag titles at Mania, like, I feel like they would be most benefited by going to Raw.
I'd love to see a Bar and Bludgeon Brothers match with the Bar.
I was just gonna say, whatever you do, don't move the Bludgeon Brothers because I do not want them on the same show that Bray Wyatt's on.
Yeah.
Like if you move Bray Wyatt to SmackDown, move the Bludgeon Brothers to Raw. Like, to me, those three should never be on the same brand again.
Speaking of Bray,
I'm hoping they keep them separated after the shakeup.
Speaking of Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman did an interview with CBS in Detroit to promote Raw on Monday, and he said that, like, one of his best friends is Bray Wyatt out of the ring, and he said that's the guy he wants to feud with sometime down the road, is to have it come full circle to have him feud with Bray Wyatt, because they're such good buddies outside the ring. He'd love to have that happen.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Big question mark, speaking of Bray Wyatt. Now that the tag team match is kind of full for WrestleMania, and Ultimate Deletion happens this Monday on Raw, what the hell are you doing with Hardy and Wyatt at Mania now? Like, I guess they're just going to be thrown in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, but that just kind of sucks.
But it's a bigger deal. It should be a bigger deal this year, though.
Dude, honestly, what I would do to make it a bigger deal is I would have the winner of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal have a guaranteed title shot on their brand. Like the winner of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. If you're Raw, you're the number one contender for the Universal Championship. If it's a guy from SmackDown, you're the number one contender for the WWE title. And I would have them get that championship match at Backlash. Make that Battle Royal mean something this year, especially with the fact that they haven't even announced it yet blows my mind. I feel like the only reason they haven't announced it yet is because the whole John Cena doesn't have a road to WrestleMania, and if they announce this match already and John's not jumping to be a part of it, it makes John look like an asshole. Like, John, everybody's allowed in this match, and yet you want to sit in the crowd and be a dickhead and not, and not be a part of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. So I'm feeling like they're holding off on announcing that match until Taker accepts Cena's challenge. Raw's in Dallas this Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Taker's home state. We're seeing the Dead Man on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
What iteration of the Dead Man?
I hope the
we're
biker.
seeing the American Badass, dude. I really do.
I hope so, because Kid Rock's already going to be there in New Orleans.
Dude, it just seems to make all too much sense.
Yep.
And I feel like I think Taker would feel that he doesn't have to be, quote unquote, as special as he normally would be if he was out there as the American Badass.
He's more real. He's Mark Callis as the American Badass.
Exactly. Instead of worrying about being the invincible Dead Man. Yeah. I think, dude, to me, the American Badass at WrestleMania makes perfect sense. And if we hear the gong and "Are you scared? He's here" next week on Raw, and the fucking American Badass music starts playing, people are gonna shit their pants.
I still remember the day. I still remember the day at a Hooters in 2000. I had just turned 21, or I was about to turn 21, and I'm sitting there at Hooters watching the Iron Man match when Taker makes his return.
Taker returned, yep.
Oh my God, how fast he looked in the ring. And it was just one of my favorite moments in WWE history. It was insane. I was honestly tired of the Dead Man gimmick, and I didn't like it when he went back to the Dead Man, to be honest. So
my thing is, if he, to all the people that are like, "Oh, Undertaker retired, he laid down the gloves and the jacket and the hat."
He laid down the gloves and the jacket so he could get on the bike.
That's what I'm saying. If he comes back as the American Badass, the story could be, "I retired the Dead Man at WrestleMania last year, but I'm the American Badass."
He retired,
and he could beat Cena at WrestleMania and go out on top.
Yep. Back to Fastlane after the match. Jinder Mahal attacks Randy Orton from behind. Bobby Roode makes the save, hits a glorious DDT on him. He didn't really make the save on Orton, though, because he hit one on Orton after that, and Roode's music plays as we go to a tap-out body spray commercial with John Cena.
Everything we can do not to talk about Jinder Mahal, we just did. You still brought him up anyway.
Yeah, I had to get back on track. Why are we doing Raw recaps on a SmackDown branded pay-per-view? My only guess
I don't know. They did it twice.
Yep. My only guess is because, here come the co-branded pay-per-views from here on out. A thrown-together tag match between Natalya and Carmella, Becky Lynch and Naomi. Thrown together. Not much to care about, but Matt, I enjoyed this 10-minute tag match. There was nothing to care about going into it, but these ladies did a hell of a job, and I thought it was highly entertaining.
Yeah, match was fine, and I predicted the right outcome. The heels won, which I thought would then lead to Carmella and Natalya trying to come out and challenge their way into WrestleMania with Charlotte before Asuka came out, but they decided to cut out the middleman and just bring Asuka out. So,
we both called this one SmackDown Tag Team Champions Usos New Day. They were tearing it down, but then the Bludgeon Brothers came in 10 minutes into the match and caused a no contest, which, hey, if you listen to the show, we both called that one. So, you're welcome. Harper and Rowan beat the living shit out of the Usos and the New Day. They double power bombed Xavier Woods onto steel steps that sent him to the kayfabe hospital, and they God, that was just an ass beating, wasn't it?
Dude, it was fucking awesome.
Yes, it was. It was what that's the way you portray the Bludgeon Brothers. SmackDown Women's Championship: Charlotte Flair, Ruby Riott. Matt, I gotta say, I think this was a defining match for Ruby Riott on the main roster. Many people may
disagree.
I thought it was a good match. I thought it was well done, and I thought maybe it was more Charlotte. I don't know, but I thought this was a hell of a match. Why did you like it?
I didn't think they clicked very well.
Really?
I didn't like. I did not like the match. I thought Charlotte did everything in her power to make Riott look good, and I don't know. I didn't like the match. Normally, I liked Ruby's work down in NXT. I make a lot of jokes about the Garbage Squad, but it's mainly because of Liv Morgan. I can't stand Liv Morgan, so her partners are guilty by association. But I didn't like Ryan and Charlotte. It wasn't anything against Charlotte. To me, it just looked like they didn't click together.
Yeah.
And to me, there were points in that match where Charlotte looked like legit shoot pissed that things weren't going the way that she wanted them to go. And I don't know, maybe I was just seeing things in my head. But I didn't care for the match. I didn't think they worked well together.
Yeah, I didn't see the same match. I thought Ruby Riott looked amazing here. I think it's her best work on the main roster. I thought it was a defining match to show that she belonged. A lot of people are like, "Oh, she's in the title match already. She's already up on the main roster already." I think she in my opinion silenced those doubters. I thought she looked great in that match against Charlotte. Next up is, it's the main event. 6-pack challenge. All 6 guys get introduced. And god damn, Matt, this 6-pack challenge was entertaining, wasn't it?
Yeah, dude. If you didn't enjoy this match, I don't know what to tell you.
It was.
I thought this match was very well done and set up a bunch of things for a bunch of people going into WrestleMania. So
I'm sure the internet didn't like the AA Fest to start the match, but I'm sure
I rolled my eyes at it, but it didn't really bother me.
You knew it wasn't going to end in 2 minutes, so and then the internet loved it when Cena was getting beat down 5-on-1. So, but as far as 6 men in a match with one fall to a finish, this was as good as it got. And of course, the big story, which we'll talk about on the SmackDown review, Shane McMahon getting in the way. Basically, him and Sammy started jawing, and KO went to super kick Sammy, and actually Sammy ducked and hit Shane. That caused Shane to break up pinfall wins, possible wins for KO and Sami Zayn. And truly just an insane match with all 6 guys. All 6 guys I thought came out looking great. And AJ Styles took a powder on the announce table after Cena drove him through that with an AA. But after all that was said and done, Cena hits an AA on Ziggler. He rolled through to get another one, but Kevin Owens hits a pop-up powerbomb, and out of the blue, there's AJ Styles to hit the phenomenal forearm on KO, and the 1-2-3 after 22 minutes of an outstanding main event. Matt, we get our dream match. Nobody fucked it up. AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura. So,
it's going to be great.
There you go, man. Phenomenal pay-per-view. I enjoyed it. All right, let's get into some headlines here. Raw advertises Ronda Rousey to be on every Raw from here till WrestleMania, but she's not here on Monday, and now she's only going to be in one Raw until WrestleMania, Matt?
No, that's wrong.
Oh, she's gonna be advertised for more than one Raw?
She will be at every Raw between now and WrestleMania.
Oh, I heard it was only gonna be one more. So that's
nope. WWE announced last week that Ronda Rousey would appear on every Raw prior to WrestleMania 34, but that didn't happen last night. Pro Wrestling Sheet got the story. Sources tell us Ronda was incorrectly advertised by WWE.com because the newly signed superstar was scheduled for medical testing in Pittsburgh on Monday, not Raw in Detroit. Our sources stressed this was not a case of Rousey skipping the show for another obligation and that she truly wanted to be there but couldn't due to the testing. It's unclear who made the mistake on WWE's side of things by publishing the announcement last week, but we're told it was shared across all social media platforms because every department saw it was posted online and had no reason to believe that they shouldn't do the same. We're told from now on Rousey will be present at every Raw prior to WrestleMania, but it's possible that she'll be featured in a dark segment only seen by the live audience.
And for the guy that made the initial post, you're fired.
Yeah, sucks to be that guy.
And the you know.
So
the,
Rousey's scheduled for every Raw from now till WrestleMania. Who knows really what the fuck happened? Clearly, like if it was a fuck up and she was in Pittsburgh getting medical done, mistakes happen. But honestly, if that was the case, once that was announced, they should have either changed her medical testing date or they should have posted a retraction. Like letting people believe that she was going to be there until the last minute and then just her not show up, just not be there. Just not smart. Not smart. So, what can you do?
And something Matt said was going to happen a month ago, the first ever Fabulous Moolah Memorial Battle Royal has been announced.
People aren't happy.
People are paying tribute to the Hall of Famer who passed away in 2007. It was announced that all brands will be represented, including NXT. And so that'll be a first. And no word yet if it'll be a pre-show or main show. Of course, you got the Andre the Giant Battle Royal that's been going on since 2014. No way they skip out on this with the Andre documentary coming up 2 days after WrestleMania. And yeah, Matt, a lot of upset people. Are they justifiably upset or no?
I think this is the latest.
Someone starts it and it just spreads?
No, to me it's the latest in the long line of this is what the internet's angry about this week.
Oh, okay.
Because everybody has to be angry and offended about something. Yeah. And here's my main thing about it. Does anybody have any real proof?
Yeah.
Of all this stuff that's being said? Because honestly, yes, there's been claims, but Moolah also said before her death that these claims weren't true. So you have two sides to the story there. So is there any factual proof? And I'm not saying that to be an asshole. I'm legitimately stating the case. Does anybody have factual hard proof of these claims, or are they all just hearsay claims? Because people can make up stuff all the time, out of jealousy or greed or whatever. And here we are, we're condemning the dead, and I don't know. To me, I refuse to get involved in something like this when I feel like I fully don't have all the facts. And I would feel if anybody truly had all the facts of a situation like this, it would be the company that's honoring her at WrestleMania in a few weeks. Because I feel like if WWE, knew of these things and actually found them to be factual, they would have named this Battle Royal something else. So I don't know. All we can do is just look. To me, this is it. If you're not happy with the name, don't use the name. As a fan, just call it a women's battle royal. You don't have to like the name of it to be happy for the women that are getting a WrestleMania spot on this. A lot of the women that are in this match will be their first ever WrestleMania. You know, a lot of these women are going to be from NXT, who without this match would have had nothing to do WrestleMania weekend except for working matches at Access, because there's only time for one woman show on NXT TakeOver. You know, and that's going to be Shayna Baszler and Ember Moon. So every other woman from the NXT roster would have been outside looking in without this Battle Royal. You know, so people can, you know, whine and bitch about Mola all they want, but at the end of the day, I think this Battle Royal is a good thing, and I think it's awesome for all the women involved, and I'm not going to let some debate that we truly don't know if it's factual either way get in my way of enjoying what is probably going to be a very entertaining match in a few weeks at WrestleMania.
Exactly. Some bad news that could have been worse on many different levels. On March 10th, Jeff Hardy was arrested for driving while impaired in Concord, North Carolina. The story eventually hit TMZ, where it was announced that he was arrested for blowing a .25 3 times the legal limit. Crashed his car into a guardrail, caused about $6,000 worth of damage to his car and about $5,000 of damage to the guardrail. But thankfully, it wasn't worse. And Jeff has been out of action with the WWE since tearing his rotator cuff in September 2017. Word is he is cleared to return to the Performance Center later this month to work out in the ring. And he also appeared in the Ultimate Deletion, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. But Matt, God damn it, thank God this wasn't worse.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse. I don't know if this is related or not to the Jeff Hardy situation, but Rebby just tweeted, so much misinformation being touted as truth for people who have exactly zero real insight or information on what they're talking about. Seriously, unless you know, caps lock, really know, just shut it with the quote scoops and speculate like the rest of them. Eye rolling emoji. So, you know, maybe like it's much ado about nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I think, who knows? Like, I have no idea. It's really weird right now.
I got one idea. Don't piss off Rebby on Twitter. Just ask the Owl Man.
Yeah, no shit. You know,
unfortunately, this time of year is spring cleaning for the WWE, and according to Squared Circle Sirens, 2 NXT women were released this week. Abby Lath, and who is known as Kimberly and Chikara, and Sage Beckett were both released from their developmental deals. Bummer for this one, Matt. I like both girls.
Yeah, honestly, I think the worst thing about it was done on like International Women's Day.
Yep.
I'm like, really, guys? Like, was this really the day
that
you needed to do this? Like, come on. You gotta know better than that.
Mike Johnson said, "Well, you know, there's so many good people in the company right now. If you're not showing improvement throughout a period of time, you know, you're going to be shown the door. So it's just the unfortunate way the business is. So with so much talent there."
Well, I'm looking through Rebby's tweets.
Yeah.
And apparently somebody said something to her, like the original tweets have been deleted, but somebody tweeted her, "Sorry if I upset you. I followed and spirited you guys for years, even sent the boys Christmas gifts every year. You don't really have to tell me to get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry." Because those tweets are gone. Like, I'm not sure what they were, but they're gone. Rebby replies, "I have every right to be irritated about dumb shit that affects my family and don't need judgment for it. Does not mean we aren't quote-unquote supportive. We don't have to agree with irresponsible behavior or be joined at the hip in every professional venture to support members of our family."
Yeah.
So clearly,
were they placing blame on her or Matt for Jeff's actions?
Maybe giving them grief about Matt's tweet. about that did you saw a hard match tweet that came out the night of the information was released, right?
No.
All right, I don't want to misquote him, so let me pull it up. Like, the tweet's done in character, but legit, this tweet was out. He put this tweet out like an hour after the news broke about his brother being arrested. So it was like, there's no way to be mistaken about what this tweet was about. He has a lot of tweets, of course he does. Yes, Matt Hardy tweets a lot. For breaking news. Yes, he wrote, "Ever since the #7 deities have come to me, I do not put alcohol, drugs, or foreign substances into my vessel. I am more." So maybe it stems off of that. I don't know. But clearly, I'm sure I'm sure there's a lot of annoyance by Matt at his brother Jeff right now. So
yeah, probably, yeah. They could have been. They might have. The plan might have been to have them reunite at WrestleMania. Who knows? Ratings time. Impact, after having a killer rating of 365,000 last week, they dropped a little bit down to 325. Still a decent number though for Impact on Pop. And Monday Night Raw, big jump, 3.35 million overall. But the big story was our number 3. Not counting Raw 25, that's the first time Hour 3 has hit over 3 million since August 21st, which probably was the Monday after SummerSlam. Oh, no, wait, never mind. Yeah, August 21st, yeah. Either the Monday before or Monday after SummerSlam, because actually August 28th also had 3 million. So basically SummerSlam last year or the night after the Rumble barely hit 3 million for Hour number 3, but this Hour number 3 was pretty tremendous. 3.275 million tuned in. Of course, the biggest hour of the second, not of course, but the biggest hour was the second hour, 3.429 million. Matt, pretty damn good third hour, huh?
The women and Braun Strowman carried the third hour. And to me, if that doesn't show WWE that the women's division is, a huge deal, I feel like they already know that, but I feel like the women carried 45 minutes of that hour and Braun carried the last. And they managed to stay over 3 million in an hour that normally drops to 2.7, 2.8 million. I think WWE should take a real hard look at that. Maybe think about loading women's segments up in the third hour going forward. Keep the attention on the product and see if people stay to watch. I found that to be very fascinating.
Yeah, and also I think the threat of Roman coming back after getting suspended, which we'll talk about.
I feel they really dropped the ball in that storyline on Monday.
Yeah, I think
they really had a big chance with Roman there, and I think they fucked it up.
They started off hot, and they should have paid it off later on, I think.
I think they made a big mistake by not letting Roman come back out and make a stand on his own. To me, I don't think they did Roman. I don't think they did Roman any favors on Monday night.
Yeah, we'll go into depth.
I really don't.
We'll go into depth in that here in just a little bit. An update on Tamina Snuka, who had there's my nemesis, shoulder surgery. I cannot say that fucking phrase. Tamina had that the night after the Royal Rumble, and she tweeted today that her arm will be out of the sling tomorrow as she prepares to rehab and get back into the ring. As most of you may know by now, All In is on Labor Day weekend in Chicago, and a wrestling podcast convention will be called StarCast. That's going to be happening that weekend. We are going to try to get into that. More to come. But the official hotel has been announced, and Cody on Twitter said, "Oh shit, we might have to get a second hotel."
Stay tuned, folks.
Squared Cycle Sirens have reported that TBS's Rap Battle Show Drop the Mic will feature some WWE superstars. They're going to tape this on March 18th. Nikki and Brie Bella, Carmella, and Alicia Fox will represent the WWE. And they're going to take on Kate Nash, Jackie Ton, Sunita Mani, and Brittany Young, who all star in the Netflix series Glow.
That should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's a great show.
It is a fun show.
It is. Obviously, or not obviously. I always say obviously, but sometimes it's not obvious to people. But the drop of the mic originally came from the Late Late Show with James Corden on CBS, which follows Colbert, and it's evolved into its own TBS show, which was, of course, created by Corden. So good stuff there. No date for the show yet, but we'll keep you up to date once we find out. Well wishes to one of my favorites in the NWA days. I grew up watching Big Van Vader. He is going to the hospital for heart surgery. That happened last night. No word yet since then. So hopefully everything goes well for Vader. Of course, we reported several months back that he was given only about 2 months to live. So hopefully Vader, everything works well out for him there. It was announced on this week's Raw, the Ultimate Deletion is going to air next week on Raw. It was filmed last week, so it'll be great. It's going to involve Queen Rebecca, King Maxwell, Lord Wolfgang, and of course, Senor Benjamin. And don't forget Vanguard 1. Going to be fun. I can't wait.
You defame the name of Skarsgård, the dilapidated boat.
Oh, yeah.
How dare you leave out Skarsgård?
I was only talking about
obsolete mule.
I was only talking about the vessels.
There's a vessel in Skarsgård. Just ask Matt. He is more than a dilapidated boat.
We are going to see Husky Harris come out in a Nexus shirt.
I really hope not.
What else can you do with the Lake of Reincarnation? What else?
Make Matt
or version 1. I have a feeling they're both probably going in, and version 1 and Husky Harris are coming out.
Maybe we get a new look of Bray Wyatt from the Lake of Reincarnation. Maybe we don't see him on like that video that they did on Raw Monday could easily have been pre-taped. Maybe we get a new looking Bray Wyatt after he gets dumped in the Lake of Reincarnation from the Ultimate Deletion.
All the evil's gone, and he's like dressed in all white.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe something like that. Yeah, I guess we'll wait and find out.
Some big news on the Greatest Royal Rumble, as we announced. This event's going to take place in Saudi Arabia, April 27th. PW Insider has confirmed that it's a big priority. It's the priority after WrestleMania. That's going to feature the first ever 50 competitor Royal Rumble match. Notice the word competitor, so maybe some women might be involved in that too. It's being produced as part of a new 10-year pact with Vision 2030, so Saudi Arabia's social and economic reform program. Sources have told PW Insider that WWE is making every move possible to ensure that the first event is massive and impactful, and it's going to be something to set the tone for the next decade of events with them. PW Insider could confirm that The Undertaker will be appearing in some fashion. Already announced for the event is John Cena, Triple H, Roman Reigns, AJ Styles, Braun Strowman, The New Day, Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, and Shinsuke Nakamura. And later on in the day, some more news on it, and PW Insider has learned that Chris Jericho is scheduled to appear at that event as well. Whether it is a sign that he's returning for good remains to be seen, but I do know, I can tell you, Fozzy's tour, the last date is actually WrestleMania night, so I have said this for a while now, since that tour has been out, that I expect Jericho to show up on the SmackDown or Raw after Mania. Good stuff from Ring of Honor, as of course we talked about 16th anniversary in Vegas. Dalton Castle, Jay Lethal, Bully Ray, Colt Cabana, and the Ian Riccaboni and the Beer City Bruiser all visited Sunrise Children's Hospital and to visit some of the sick kids there. So that was very, very good, cool stuff from the guys at Ring of Honor there to take time out and visit them. After taking a year off, the celebrity wing of the WWE Hall of Fame now gets a new member, Kid Rock, as we mentioned, because we're all hoping that the American Badass returns. But Kid Rock, a lot of people bag the celebrity inductions, but I think Kid Rock belongs. having one of the most iconic entrance themes of all time, performing on Raw, Tribute for the Troops, WrestleMania. As far as celebrity inductions go, Matt, I have no problem with Kid Rock being inducted.
Honestly, I think he's one of the most deserving ones they've ever inducted.
Yeah, I could say everybody except Drew Carey is deserving. Pete Rose, yes.
Yeah.
Mr. T. Snoop Dogg, Snoop Dogg maybe, but he's had a great relationship with them.
Mike Tyson I would have to agree with you. The only one that shouldn't have been inducted was Drew Carey.
Dumb.
Everybody else you can make a really true argument for, and Drew Carey was not one of them. But no, I just feel like everything Kid Rock has done with that company over the last 2 decades, to me, it really makes perfect sense for him to be inducted, and this is the year to do it, man. If this is it for The Undertaker and he's come back as the badass, you have Kid Rock play him out at Mania Live. He beats John Jack and retires on top like he deserves to be. Getting his final win in the place where the streak was broken. Can you really think of a cooler finish to your career than that? As I can't.
Riding off up the ramp with a motorcycle? That'd be awesome. That's where I wonder if Kane might be Strowman's partner, because it may be Kane and Undertaker's last match together. No. They ride off in the sunset together.
No.
I don't want it. We'll talk about who we want later, but
I'm so annoyed by some of the suggestions online.
I can see Kane though.
I am most annoyed by Elias.
Yeah.
I am so annoyed by the suggestion that Elias should be his tag team partner. It makes no fucking sense. And I'm telling you right now, if it is Elias, they better not win. Elias better take the pinfall and the bar better retain. I do not want to see Elias and Braun Strowman as tag team champions.
Elias got the shit beat out of him in the Symphony of Destruction match. Why the hell would he want to tag with him?
Exactly. It doesn't make any sense. I'll make some sense out of it for you, Matt. The only sense it makes is Elias sees it as the easy path to get gold. That's the only sense that this makes. And why would Braun agree to it?
That's a good point.
To me, the only 2 options are Joe, or he fights by himself and wins the tag titles on his own. Yeah. To me, those are the only 2 good options that they can.
You're gonna sigh at this. I don't mind the Big Show out of respect for that great feud, but I don't want to see it. I don't mind it, but I don't want to see it. I want to see Joe, but I don't mind if it's Big Show. I think there's a big respect.
I don't think Big Show's ready to get back in the ring right now. I still think he's hurt.
Is he? I didn't know if he was. I thought he was on his way back, pretty close to being back. But Joe is perfect, because who is going to upend those guys? The only way that's going to get upended is when they turn on each other.
Yeah, and they could have a blow-off feud at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And to me, that is the perfect way to explain why post-WrestleMania Braun Strowman isn't going after Roman's Universal Championship. Because if Braun and Joe have those tag titles, that keeps them out of the Universal title picture until they lose them. And I think that would be a great way to leave the question, like, why isn't Braun going after the title the night after WrestleMania? Because he already has a title. To me, that just makes all the sense in the world.
Here's my timeline for the Universal title. I think you're absolutely correct. Roman's first feud after beating Brock is going to be Miz. I think SummerSlam it's going to be Roman and Rollins. And then I think I don't know if the Universal title gets defended at Survivor Series. It depends on how creatively Roman could be leading a team against another team. The Shield could be reforming by then, because Dean should be back by September. So I would probably pencil Braun, Roman at Royal Rumble, and not have. I would have the Shield reform at Survivor Series, and hopefully face the Bullet Club. Whatever. That's my timeline for the Universal title, and none of that has to do with Brock Lesnar.
And I don't think Roman's holding the title for that long.
I don't know. Like I said, card subject to change. Lucha Underground is continuing to tape its 4th season for El Rey Network, and have you heard them sending a cease and desist to Ryan Satin?
God, yes.
How fucking dumb was that?
To me, it's one of the first time in forever I felt like I was on the side of Ryan Satin.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you fucking idiots. You fucking idiots at Lucha Underground. El Rey, you're a bunch of fucking morons. If I had spoiler information for your stupid show, because I didn't even read it, but if I had it, I'd run it all down right now, and I dare you motherfuckers to try to serve me with papers and sue me for spoiling your shitty-ass television show. Shut the fuck up.
That wasn't what I was getting at, but yeah.
I don't fucking care what you were getting at. Fuck Lucha Underground, fuck the El Rey Network, and fuck those idiots that fucking work for that company who think that they can NDA fans from giving out spoilers from their fucking wrestling show when every other wrestling show on the planet gets spoiled by people attending the fucking event. Fuck you.
There you go. Some interesting news coming out of those tapings.
Hey, there you go. Run them down. I don't give a flying fuck. Fuck you, El Rey. Fuck you, Lucha Underground. Run them down. Run all the spoilers down, JB. Run them down. I'm just going to sit here and listen. Go for it.
No, I'm not talking spoilers.
No, I want to hear spoilers. Give me spoilers.
Oh, I don't know spoilers.
Run them down.
I don't have them.
Why not?
But Aero Lucha's owners and Ed Nordholm.
JB.
It looks like Ed may be looking to purchase Lucha.
Dude, you could barely afford to keep Impact open. Shut up.
Yeah. Well, hey, I mean, Ed is real good with money, though, right?
No, clearly not. He's shown that over the past year. All the money that he wasted on
Season 4.
Freaking
spoilers.
All the money that he wasted on
spoilers.
The battle with the Hardys, it proved how good he was or how bad he is with money.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. Run them down, baby. I want them all. Rain them down on me. Rain down the Lucha Underground Season 4 spoilers. Give them to me.
Jeremiah Crane, a.k.a. Sammy Callahan, and Phoenix lose a 3-ways to the grave triple threat match to Mil Muertes. It's a casket match. Jack Swagger makes his debut.
Jack Swagger.
Vanilla Ice was in attendance, and Joey Ryan gives him a shout out.
Oh my God.
Chelsea Green makes her debut, and she's in a fatal 4-way with Jeremiah Crane, Exolicious, I have no idea who that is, and Marty the Marth Martinez.
Wow, Chelsea Green, you really thought the upgrade to your career was leaving Impact for the only company currently worse than Impact in the United States in Lucha Underground. Congratulations, honey. That was brilliant.
Brian Cage attacks Pentagon Dark and challenges him for the Lucha Underground Championship.
Oh my God.
I'll give you another spoiler. I don't think Dario Cueto is dead.
I don't care if he's dead or not.
I like Lucha Underground. I'm not talking about the company. I like the show.
Fuck them.
No.
Like that to me, that's just the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
It is
cease and desist over fucking spoilers. Just get the fuck out of here.
It is ridiculous.
That would be like Triple H serving us with papers because we run down the NXT Full Sail spoilers at the end of our episodes when it happens. Like it's so ridiculous.
I did tell Ryan Satin on Twitter and he liked it. I told him you gotta hook up with Pro Wrestling Tees to get yourself a cease and desist shirt.
Oh man.
Maybe put Pentagon Dark on there or something. We reported that last week that former UFC heavyweight champion Fabricio Verdum was meeting with the WWE, but apparently,
or so we thought. Dun, dun, dun.
Apparently, the article was wrong, and Verdum said he just wanted to be active in both at the same time, which Brock never did. And he's interested in doing Lucha Libre in Mexico. He's not meeting with the WWE. So apparently whoever wrote the article at MMA Fighting was wrong.
Dummy. Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunate news for the Undisputed Era. Bobby Fish underwent ACL surgery in Birmingham, Alabama, estimated to be out 5 to 6 months. So that's basically September. But if you heard our show last week, we've basically told you what the future lies for the Undisputed Era. Do you put Chris Dijak in with the group now?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, I think he should have been in already, but I feel like their hand has been officially forced, and I feel like they have no choice in the matter now. It can't just be Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole. And right now, Adam Cole is double booked for TakeOver New Orleans. I feel it would be perfect for Cole to get Dijak to replace him in the tag match.
Yeah. And I think the dynamic of the differences in styles between O'Reilly and Dijak would make a pretty damn cool tag team. Obviously, O'Reilly and Fish, Red Dragon, fucking awesome, yes. But unfortunately, injuries happen.
Yeah, so exactly. There's nothing they can do about this.
So I think it'd be a great dynamic putting Dijak and O'Reilly together as a tag team. Yeah, so we'll see. The second trailer for the HBO Andre the Giant biography story was released. My God, I cannot wait to watch this. Lots of superstars and entertainers on just a minute and a half trailer. Billy Crystal, Rob Reiner, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Vince McMahon, Hulk Hogan. List goes on and on. Obviously, a happy story that has a very sad part to the puzzle as well, if you've watched the trailer. And, of course, this was produced by Bill Simmons that used to be at ESPN in conjunction with HBO and WWE. And it'll air April 10th, 2 days after WrestleMania. No time has been listed for that yet, but I would assume 10/9 Central, which would be right after SmackDown. That's going to be my guess, but we don't have a time for that yet. As we said, Austin Aries made a big surprise return to Ring of Honor at the anniversary pay-per-view. Impact Wrestling was aware of the appearance in advance and supportive, and thought it could only bring positive awareness to the company, even though they're not working directly with Ring of Honor. Hey, Ed's finally learning how to do business in the wrestling world, Matt.
At the same token, Ed really had no choice in the matter.
True.
You know, honest to God, Aries did not have to tell them that he was doing this. It shows the professionalism on like, people could say whatever they want about Austin Aries, but to me, this shows
he'll admit he's a dick.
Yeah, so, to me, this shows the professionalism from Austin Aries to inform Impact ahead of time. Hey, I'm taking this booking with Ring of Honor. Do you mind if I come out with the Impact World Championship on their television? And and the fact that, look, they approved it.
He was holding it.
They didn't have to. They didn't have to approve it. Like, he could have just went ahead and done it, not said anything. Like, good on Austin Aries, and at the same token, good on Impact for not having a shit fit about it and realizing any good buzz that company could get right now is a good thing for them. So
it's amazing that we're talking positive things that Ed is deciding on lately. Obviously the gimmick thing, and now this. It's
amazing how many good decisions you can make when Jeff Jarrett isn't speaking in your ear anymore.
Slap nuts.
I'm just saying, all of a sudden, good decisions were starting to be made for that company when Jeff Jarrett left.
Yep.
And I don't think that's a coincidence. I really don't.
Now you just got to get a new title so you can get that Global Force belt with a bumper sticker covering it out of there. And I'm mad that the Grand Championship's going away. I liked that title.
Honestly, dude, I would just I would take the Grand Championship and make it our world title.
It's kind of tiny, though, for a world title.
I don't know, dude. That's the nicest looking title they have.
It's a sweet title.
Honestly, like, one of our listeners, Marcho, showed me that title that had the World Championship plate over the Grand plate, because maybe they at one point they were going to make that their world title. I don't know. But to me, I think that's what they should use as their world championship going forward. I feel like when they merge the titles, I feel that's the title that should remain as the Impact World Championship, because the Global Force belts suck.
Yeah, it does.
The Impact logos over all the Global Force logos, it looks cheap.
Same with the knockouts.
I would love for them to get rid of them. Honestly, the company right now with the best championships is Ring of Honor. All of the new ROH titles are fucking awesome looking. They have the best titles in pro wrestling right now, and it's not even close.
The WWE Network continues to make your $9.99 worthwhile as WCW Thunder is coming to the network. No word on how much content's going to be added, but throughout the next week, new Thunder episodes, not new Thunder episodes, but Thunder episodes will debut on the network next week. So keep an eye on that if you enjoyed yourself some Thunder.
Na 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 na.
A couple of great tweets from the wrestling world that you can always see on LITMC podcast. The Miz congratulating Randy Orton. Congrats on becoming a Grand Slam champion, Randy. Welcome to the club, and not the club where you wear stupid leather jackets and two-sweet each other like it's the 90s. The Miz is awesome. And AJ Styles, after winning the six-pack challenge, it's been called a dream match, a fantasy born in Japan. Open your eyes, pinch your arms. AJ Styles versus Nakamura for the championship. The main event of WrestleMania, and please put that on last. It won't.
They should, but they won't. Heaven forbid you sent the crowd home happy.
Do you believe Rich Swann saying he's retiring from pro wrestling?
This is a really difficult situation. He took a bunch of bookings, and the internet decided to be the internet, and got on his social media and tweeted him like shit. And basically, honestly, social media bullied him into canceling these appearances. Based on their reaction and the threats that he was getting online.
This is all because of the Su Yung incident?
Oh yeah, it's all because of that. And I find it to be absolutely disgusting. I find Su Yung's string of tweets over the weekend to all her pretty much admitting to the fact that it was her fault, and while she didn't flat out say it, I think she pretty much admitted that the fact that alcohol was involved on her part as well. And I feel that Rich Swann was just looking out for her own safety and well-being that night. And it might have looked like something else when you're dealing with an insanely drunk person, when you have to, do what you can to protect them. And I think her recklessness ruined this dude's career. And I really, really hope that a year from now, he can, get his dream job back and return to WWE, and people can let shit go. But right now, man, this whole thing to me is like absolutely heartbreaking, because Rich Swann has had such a rough and, just really trying life. Yeah. He finally, got his dream job, and he finally got to be doing what he loves, and all this happens, and it just feels like one piece of bad luck after another for this guy. I wish him and his wife nothing but the best, and I really hope that in time, he can, just learn to move past what the idiots on the internet are saying and just live his life and try to be happy and try to just do everything that he can to get back in the wrestling business. Like, it really freaking sucks. And if I could talk to Rich Swann right now, and I could give him one piece of advice, I would tell him to delete all of his social media. Like, I would absolutely get rid of it. Like, I keep your email to get in contact with people for bookings. But as far as anything where you can interact with the cesspool of the garbage fans that are on the internet right now, I would just tell him to delete his social media, because I think that would take a load of the stress and anxiety and shit that he's feeling right now directly off his back, by not having to deal with that shit on a daily basis.
Yeah. Hopefully, we both felt like the WWE door is going to still be open, so hopefully that's an option later on this year. We'll just have to see. Very odd when we record that we have breaking death news, but not wrestling related. But
yeah, I saw it. I was going to hold it off to my final thoughts, but yeah, you can talk it now if you want to talk about it now.
No. We'll hold it off to your final thoughts.
I just didn't want to burn the show down in the middle of the show, so.
Well, we already kind of brought it down now.
We just brought it down with the whole Rich Swann thing, but...
Well, fuck it. Rest in peace to scientist Stephen Hawking. He died at the age of 76. So, Matt, we can give your thoughts at the end there. That'll be cool. One last bit of headlines before we go to 3 shows that we're covering: Impact, Raw, and SmackDown. Speaking of Impact, former X Division champion. Oh, hey, look. Former X Division champion. Taiji Ishimori has announced he's departing Pro Wrestling Noah. He says, if I don't take a big step here, I will regret it forever. Of course, he was the X Division champion for some time, but on this edition of Impact, he lost it. Crossroads, all sorts of titles on the line for Crossroads. We kicked it off with the tag feud that I don't give a shit about, LAX and Cold Ali. But I will say this, I haven't really paid attention much to LAX. I enjoyed their work in the ring in this match. So if they can just get in the right feud, I will like it. I don't hate the Cold Ali, I just hate the gimmick. Whatever they're doing, the goofy shit they're doing, I don't like it. But I liked the work in the ring by LAX. And they hit the Street Sweeper, which is a sweet tag team finisher. Got the win, retained the titles. Conan gets the bandanas back from the Goofy Balls. Global Wrestling Flashback. This was a great flashback, Matt. Christian Cage and Monty Brown. Who knows from how long ago for the NWA. It was a long time ago because it was for the NWA title. Did you like Monty Brown back in the day?
Loved Monty Brown. Very, very underrated. Had a very short stint in WWE as Marcus Clavon in the relaunch of ECW.
It was nothing like Hit the Alpha Man.
No, but then he never really got a chance because he had the family issues that called him away from the business, and he's never returned since. I would love to see a Monty Brown return to pro wrestling and see what he could do. I mean, I know it's years later, but yeah, I really liked Monty Brown back in the day in that era of TNA. I thought he was great.
47.
Hmm?
47, that's how old Monty Brown is.
That's not bad.
Retired in 07. Well, that's how old Jericho is, so. And as I just mentioned, Taj Ishimori lost the Grand Championship to Matt Sydal. I think Impact is strapping the Rocket to Matt Sydal, and I don't hate it. I think Sydal's doing a hell of a job. And, of course, we got the spiritual advisor that we all know who it is. But Ishimori and Sydal put on a hell of a match here, didn't they?
Oh yeah, the match was really good.
Are you? We all have our opinions on Douche Matthews, but do you like what they're doing with Sydal? Because I do. I love what they're doing.
We'll wait and see how it works when Matthews is introduced to the equation. So I'm not really sure yet.
Okay. Yeah, I'm liking what they're doing so far, though. So, next up is the Knockouts title match between Laurel Van Ness and Allie, and this has basically been a long journey for Allie, who got the blessing of Gail Kim and the support of her, and that long journey turned into a new Knockouts champion. So, congrats to Allie there. What did you think of the match here, Matt?
Yeah, it was exactly what I expected these two to do. Like, their matches are very, I don't want to say pain by number, but they kind of are. Their work together is always very similar. Like, I feel when I see some other women's feuds, I feel like each match does something new that, like, the previous matches didn't do. I don't ever really feel that from these two guys' feuds. And honestly, I'm glad Laurel's leaving, so Allie can get some fresh feuds and maybe get some better matches going forward. I don't know. I don't feel that those two work super well in the ring together, but that's just me.
OVE took on Bobby Lashley. This was just the Chris brothers taking on Lashley 2-on-1. The story here was when Callahan started to get involved, Brian Cage comes out and becomes the surprise partner for Lashley. Hits the drill claw for the win, which is a sick finisher. So Cage and Lashley win. Lashley offers to shake his hand, thanking him for saving him during the match, but Cage walks it off. More to come on that later. And then, Matt, we don't... Oh, guess what? Next week, Feast or Fired. Gee, who's getting that fired briefcase, Matt? Yeah. Not yeah, but...
It's like someone might be in trouble.
Trouble. We don't have to go in depth on this one. Aries Impact, fucking awesome.
Yeah, the match was great.
Watch it. All I gotta say, watch it. No surprise though that Aries retains since he's just won the belt. No way he's gonna give that up right away. And Alberto Patron comes out and applauds Aries. So that'll probably be your next challenger for the Impact title. Matt, overall, I'd say Crossroads was a decent success. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot more than last week's show, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, the show was solid. I didn't have any real complaints.
Live from Detroit, Michigan, but before we do that, usually on the Raw and SmackDown recaps, I use my good buddy John Canton's website to help me have us talk through the show. And he was at a live event in Canada on Sunday, which featured the Raw brand, and great picture that John took that was retweeted by Braun. There was a kid who had a sign saying it was his first WWE live event, and he snapped a picture of Braun Strowman talking with the kid and signing his sign, and Braun retweeted it, said, "Glad to make young fans' first event a memory he'll remember forever. #Little Monster." So once again, Matt, another reason why Braun is the GOAT.
He is the GOAT. Anybody doesn't realize that Braun's the GOAT by now? You guys, you're falling behind, man. You're falling behind.
Detroit, Michigan, the scene for Raw number 1294. Kurt Angle kicks it off and says he's excited to compete at WrestleMania for WWE, and talks about his partner Ronda Rousey. Oh, why didn't you just mention she wasn't there? Well, probably because that would have probably driven boos. So WWE should just put that out on social media or something during the afternoon. But anyways, Angle is interrupted by Roman Reigns, who's pissed off after Angle says Brock's not there tonight. And so Brock then cuts a promo about him being Vince's boy. Angle tried to grab the microphone from Roman, and Roman said to not to talk. Just shut up. Don't touch the mic.
Take my mic.
Yeah. And rather unique situation. Reigns heads to Gorilla, gets in Vince's face while he's on the headset running Raw. Pretty damn cool little thing to kind of add some realism to this, right, Matt?
Yeah, I liked it. I didn't feel like they. I don't feel like they capitalized on it like they needed to. I think they kind of
should have paid it off later in the night.
No offense, I feel like they made Roman Reigns look like a bitch. And that's really not the way that you needed. That's really not the way you needed to do this now. When you're trying to get this guy over as the popular badass that's going against the Machine and telling everybody what Brock's all about. For him to just take the suspension and walk away and not see him again for the rest of the night, I feel like they did Roman a big disservice, and they didn't give him a chance to capitalize, and I think it could hurt him long term going into WrestleMania. I hope I'm wrong. I hope they do something really good with him in Dallas next week. I hope Brock no-shows again and makes Vince look like a dumbass. And I hope Roman comes out and calls Vince on it, because Vince guaranteed he'd be there. and Brock doesn't show up, and Vince has to come out and attempt to apologize, and I hope Roman comes out and runs Vince down in front of the live crowd in front of everybody. And I hope if Vince tries to fucking suspend him again, I hope Roman Superman punches him in his old face.
They've done it many times over the course of the history, but I think they need to bring it back. Roman gets let out in cuffs. I think that would be the best thing to do to make him look good. They should have done it on this week, but hey, he looks like a bitch now. Okay, Vince guarantees that Lesnar. You brought up something. Vince guaranteed Lesnar's going to be there next week. I think that guarantees he's not going to be there next week. So maybe what we were trying to get the payoff for this week, maybe we get it next week.
Hopefully, I hope so. Yeah. I'm telling you, it just Raw did not make Roman look good this week, and he's looked pretty good the last 2 weeks. And I feel like they made a mistake on Monday. And we'll see where the story turns on Raw next week. I hope they do right by Roman going into Mania, because Brock looks like he's leaving, and I really don't give a fuck, and don't let the door hit you on the way out. But if Roman's going to be the champ, they got to do what they can to get the people behind Roman post WrestleMania, because it's clear they're not turning him heel. So you got to do something in these next couple weeks to get that crowd as hard to behind him as possible, because right now it's not there yet. They're not there yet.
No.
And they only have a couple weeks left to fix it.
After a commercial, Renee Young was standing outside Vince's office. Roman comes out. She tries to get a word. He just walks away. Vince came out, and he decided to have a word. He said Brock Lesnar is not Vince's boy. He's not Paul Heyman's boy. He's his own man. And Vince told Roman something that The Rock, his cousin, used to say: know your role and shut your mouth. And he admitted Brock has special privileges, but he guarantees he'll be there for Raw next week. So I hope he doesn't show up at all till WrestleMania. I am perfectly fine with that.
Honestly, I don't want to see Brock till Mania. I don't want to see Brock till WrestleMania, and I want to see him lose at WrestleMania, and then I never want to see him on WWE TV again. Like, I'm done with the Brock Lesnar experiment. I was really happy when he came back. I blindly supported the World Championship reign the first time around, mainly because the brands were together, and the Intercontinental in the U.S. and all these other titles that people could go for at the same time, and it's without the brands being split. But having the Universal title gone from the main brand for the better part of a year, I've had enough of it. And it's Vince's fault just as much as it is Brock's. But Brock's the champ, and as far as I'm concerned, I don't care if I ever see the guy again in the WWE reign after WrestleMania. He can be gone and stay gone. I like my champions full time. Thank you very much.
Next up is Sonya Deville and Sasha Banks. And this was more of a furthering the storyline between Sasha and Bayley. After Sasha won with a bank statement after 9 minutes, Absolution attacks Banks, and Bayley comes in and makes a save. Bayley helped
stop the
Sasha during the match.
She stopped the interference, essentially.
Yeah, helped her in the match, but after the bell rang, Bayley walked to the back and allowed Absolution to beat her up after the match, which makes it look like Bayley's turning heel, huh?
Yeah, to me, the storyline's going in the exact opposite way that I thought it was going, and I feel it's a mistake. I feel like Sasha Banks does her best work as a heel. I feel like that was proven in NXT. I feel like Bayley was like the John Cena of the NXT women's division, and I feel like they've given her no favor since being brought up on the main roster. And a heel Bayley, to me, just seems ridiculously weird, but that feels like the direction that they're going in. But I got to tell you, JB, with the way this card's filling up, are we getting Bayley Sasha 101, or are they just going to be thrown in the Battle Royal? Like, where do you think this is going?
I think they're going to get thrown in the Battle Royal.
See, I think that sucks. I think that really, really sucks. Like,
at the same time, it is a 6-hour show with a 2-hour kickoff, so there could be.
It's true. I guess we'll wait and find out.
Miz TV next with his competitors Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. He tried to turn Seth and Finn against each other. They were wise to that, and they acted like they were going to fight, and Miz was getting all giddy, but then they turned and looked at Miz and beat him up. But then when Finn wasn't looking, Seth hit a little shot from behind, so pretty cool segment. Obviously, I mean, everything the Miz has done has been gold for a couple years now. So I really like the way this IC title picture, or way this feud is kind of taking shape, Matt, and I'm kind of glad that it sounds like we're not going to get anybody added to the match. Though, I wouldn't mind if Elias got added to the match, just so he wouldn't be tagging with Braun Strowman.
Yeah. I'm annoyed just thinking about that potential pairing. Like, that's the last thing I want for Braun at WrestleMania is to be tagging with Elias. I don't want that at all.
The Bar took to social media to talk trash and said they've been seeking competition. The Miz Taraj answered, and they're getting ready for a match. But Dallas and Axel attacked the Bar before the bell could ring, and then the rest of the tag division came out and beat up the Bar, and that led to the Bar being pissed off, and we'll get to that a little later. John Cena comes out. Oh, what is John Cena gonna do? He lost at Fastlane, Matt. What is his? He's just gonna be a fan like us. He's taking our spot at WrestleMania instead of someone else's spot. Instead of taking a WWE superstar spot, Matt, he's got the fucking gall to take our spot and be a fan. Fuck him.
He's such a bitch.
He is.
But, no, honestly, like, the whole promo, he knew from the beginning he was going to call it The Undertaker. So the whole thing about I'm not going to WrestleMania, I'm going to be a fan, you're just being a dick. Like, the whole promo was John Cena being a dick. Like, honestly, this was a heel promo from start to finish.
I did like the Undertaker part of the promo, though.
Yeah, it was a heel promo.
So
that was not a face promo.
I don't care.
I'm just telling you.
I want John to be heel. We're all black.
He's going to be.
We're all black.
If you think anybody's going to cheer John Cena in that match, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, I did like the working out on Michelle McCool's Instagram, that line. That was pretty funny.
No, he didn't name her by name.
No, I know, but we all know who his wife is.
I'm just saying.
The Bar is in Kurt Angle's office complaining about the tag division beating them up, and Sheamus goes, I know there's a superstar shakeup after Mania. We want traded. And they talk about facing teams like the Bludgeon Brothers and the New Day. Angle says, I'm not trading you guys, but there will be a tag team battle royal match later on to see who faces you at WrestleMania. And they're like, okay, we'll be fine with that. Okay. They show a special look at the Symphony of Destruction match after that. Elias, in a neck brace, plays a guitar, but says, fuck you guys, I'm leaving. Up next is Seth Rollins, Finn Balor. Nothing more to say about that. Those two guys are gold. Hell of a match, 14 minutes long. Seth was going for the Falcon Arrow Slam in the end, but Balor put in an inside cradle on him to get the W. Great match from those guys. That triple threat match with The Miz is going to be great. They showed the video announcement of the Fabulous Moolah Battle Royal. Asuka is here. Good reaction from her from the crowd. And
do you agree or disagree with the fact that she's still on Raw right now?
I don't disagree because she's not technically a SmackDown competitor until she wins the belt.
See, I don't like the fact that she's still on Raw right now.
That's how I see it.
To me, when they had back in the day, when it was the Royal Rumble, you could choose to go for the Raw title or the SmackDown title. When they chose what title they were going for, if they chose the title of the brand they weren't on, they were automatically sent to that brand. Like, it was like, okay, you are now a Raw superstar. Like when Benoit won the Rumble and challenged Triple H, right? Wasn't Benoit on SmackDown?
I believe so.
Yeah, and Benoit was moved over to Raw. I mean, it's happened before. Like, where the guy's brand who won, he challenged the opposite brand, and they moved his brand on the road to WrestleMania. So I don't really understand why Asuka has to still be on Raw going into WrestleMania right now. I feel she should be solely focused on SmackDown going into the match with Charlotte. Don't even dare tell me that we're getting a finish from Asuka versus Alexa Bliss next week.
Oh no, Alexa's gonna she's gonna break the world record for land speed.
Like, I don't even think that match should happen, honestly.
When Nia, it may not. Here's what I think, Matt. I'm not too upset about it. At the same time,
they might turn it into a tag match next week. It might end up being Asuka and Nia Jax against Alexa Bliss and Mickie James.
There is not much you can do. There's not much you can do with Charlotte and Asuka outside of what they did tonight on SmackDown. There's not much else you can do unless you're turning Charlotte heel and doing some dirtiest player in the game tactics before WrestleMania. Otherwise, if you're keeping those two as baby faces going into it, there's not much else you can do. So I'm perfectly fine with having Asuka do stuff on Raw and make appearances on SmackDown up to WrestleMania, and then when she wins the title at WrestleMania, then boom, she's on SmackDown for good. Unless Charlotte beats Asuka. I'm gonna say that don't put it past that Asuka doesn't win at Mania.
That's not happening.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying I'm picking Asuka to lose, but I'm just saying don't be surprised. Yeah.
I'm saying you're out of your mind.
Well, if Vince was, if Triple H was running the show fully, I would, I would bet the farm. So Bliss was coming out to talk about her choice, and she was interrupted by Bliss, and all of a sudden James is her new best friend. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's really dumb. Yeah, you really have to throw logic out of the window to buy this storyline that Bliss and James are friends again. It's just really dumb.
It all leads to Asuka Mickie James, which lasted about 7 minutes, and Asuka wins with.
It's really good. It was a really good match.
Yeah, I mean, they only got They only got like 7 minutes, but.
I mean, I felt they made the most out of their time.
Yeah, they did. I agree. And I mean, shit. They put on a hell of a show when they fought in NXT in 2016. So we know they can work together. Nia Jax was coming out and took on a jobber. And after the match, they showed Alexa and Mickie talking in the locker room. GTV showed up and was snooping on them.
AKA, if you didn't know Nia Jax was a face now. Nia Jax is a face now.
A lot of people took umbrage to the degrading stuff they said about Nia. I don't know. I mean, Nia approved this.
Nia's going to win at WrestleMania. Why does it matter? The whole thing is done to build sympathy and support for Nia Jax. It's designed. They want you to be angry. They want you to feel bad for Nia, and they want you to want to see Nia Jax flatten Alexa Bliss like a pancake at WrestleMania.
So if you're outraged at the kayfabe, what's going on? Vince likes it.
It's exactly what it was designed to be. People need to realize Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax are like super duper best friends in real life.
Oh, like I said last week, that promo when Alexa talked to Nia broke down in tears. That was, we all know kayfabe, that was bullshit, but we all know that was a real friend talking to a real friend as well, why I loved that segment last week. What did you think of this? Well, I guess we don't really need to ask you what you think. You said it was the perfect way to turn Nia face. Of course, Nia Jax came back fucking furious, she did a great job at fucking being pissed, and I thought she was going to kill Charlie Caruso. What? Anything to add to that whole segment after that?
No, I'm all in. No pun intended. I'm all in on Nia Jax breaking Alexa Bliss in half at WrestleMania and winning the Raw Women's Championship.
Speaking
I would have never said that a year ago.
No.
If you remember a year ago, I was furious about Nia Jax being involved in the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania. Now I want to see her win it. You know what a difference a year makes.
You're using the wrong term, Matt. Month. Because remember we brought that up and you're like, why would they have her win the title at WrestleMania after losing to Asuka? We said that on the podcast a month ago. And now we want it to happen. So you said a year ago, no, a month ago, we were wondering why the hell are they doing this. So, well done. Speaking of well done,
Matt Hardy just posted a GIF of him carrying Jeff Hardy out of a wheelchair into the lake of reincarnation.
I'll fade away and classify myself as obsolete. That is so great. Yeah. And Matt, you couldn't have timed that any better because next up on Raw is the video pack. The video package.
Thanks for the help, Matt Hardy.
Yeah, the ultimate. It's like Matt Hardy's listening into us live.
Well, he does have Vanguard 1 hack into our feed from time to time.
That is true. The video clip of the Hardy compound for the ultimate Deletion match with Matt and Queen Rebecca, Lord Maxwell, King Maxwell, Lord Wolfgang. Why is it because Maxwell's older, so he's king, and Wolfgang is just the Lord for now?
I guess. I don't know.
And Senior Benjamin with a shovel that says delete. And of course Vanguard 1, and I'm not going to forget Skarsgård this time.
Damn right.
And then,
he is more than just a dilapidated boat, JB.
And then Wyatt accepts the invitation. Matt accepts Matt's invitation. Wyatt accepts the invitation from Matt for the ultimate Deletion. And it's next week. I can't wait. Just forgot what I was going to say. Run. I completely forgot what I was going to say. Funny segment after that. Angle's backstage, and referee Sean Bennett comes in, and Angle asks Sean to be the referee of the Ultimate Deletion match, and Sean goes, "Did I do something wrong?" I love that.
Greatest acting by a WWE referee in a long time.
Oh, I don't know that John Cone bump. Well, that wasn't really acting.
I'm saying acting. Like, I thought that was the best acting that I've seen from a WWE referee in a very long time. I thought it was very well done.
I didn't know this guy until Monday. Sean Bennett. He might be my brother from another mother. Who knows? Yeah, I mean, John Cone, Mike Chioda. We all know Drake. We all know those guys. Hey, I didn't know Sean Bennett, but now we're going to know him because he's going to be the ref for the Ultimate Deletion. And next up, the main event, Battle Royal. Revival, Slater Rhino, Titus Worldwide, Good Brothers, Mr. Raj, and Braun Strowman. What are you doing here, Braun? Well, he launched Apollo into about the 8th row.
My favorite part of this entire match was at the end. And he grabbed Carl Anderson and he was staring at the sign and he yelled, "I'm going to WrestleMania!" It just tosses him over the top rope. It was amazing.
But that 30 seconds of offense that Anderson had was pretty badass, wasn't it?
Machine gun coming out, brother.
Yes, sir. So Strowman wins to end the match, and everybody's wondering, is this going to stand? Yes, it's going to stand. Angle's going to make Strowman find a partner, Samoa Joe, and go to WrestleMania. That was great, though, yeah, at the end. And I like the cliffhanger. I don't know if we can play. I don't know if I want to play the cliffhanger all the way to Mania, but
I would.
Okay.
honestly, I would be like, all right, Braun, you need a partner, and you need him by WrestleMania. And I would play it off for it like he didn't get he gets a partner last minute. Like maybe he doesn't even ask for him. Maybe he just comes out and he's standing there and he's just like, I didn't get a partner, but I don't need a partner. I'm gonna make these guys get these hands. And who's
the perfect guy to not give a fuck what Braun thinks or anybody else? Samoa Joe.
Exactly. And Samoa Joe's music just hits, and Samoa Joe returns the night of WrestleMania, and he comes down, and Braun and Joe just look at each other, and they just nod, and they're like, yeah, let's do it. And they just go at the bar, and they just start brawling before like the match even begins. It'd be fucking awesome.
And watch, they win in 18 seconds. Poor Sheamus.
No, they're not going to do that. I think we can get a really fun match out of it.
I think so too. Indianapolis, Indiana for SmackDown Live. AJ Styles, your retaining double E champion, comes out because this is the house that AJ Styles built, and talks about the dream match. And Shinsuke Nakamura comes out and gives us hopefully a new T-shirt. Need to face. And Nakamura says his dream is for the Need to face and become champion. Rusev interrupts, and that leads to Rusev AJ Styles in a non-title match, which was not as good as the Nakamura one, Matt, but it was pretty damn good, wasn't it?
Dude, I thought it was awesome.
Yeah. Hello, Rusev needs to be WWE champion sometime this year.
I wish.
They recap the Bludgeon Brothers beating the shit out of 5 guys at Fastlane. I'm not talking about the burger joint. Big E was asked about the challenge by the Bludgeon Brothers to face anyone that was left standing. And again, Big E with another great promo here, huh, Matt?
Dude, Big E has always been great at promos. Back from the NXT days, but they've never really let him show it on the main WWE roster, and these last couple times that man has touched a mic has been fucking incredible. And I really wish that they would just let him run with it. And I would love the fact, let Kofi and Xavier win the tag titles, and let Big E go for the United States title. Even if you don't want to let him go after the big title, let him go after a damn singles title, and let New Day hold some. Let the New Day hold some gold for a while. Let them be an actual stable, instead of just a tag team. And
I've been saying that.
I know, but I just feel like it needs to be reiterated right now. So,
and I want Big E to be in the main event picture because, hey, New Day is gold, money, but we'll see. Maybe. I mean, that is a way to keep the New Day fresh, is to change it up like that, because New Day's been the New Day for a while now, and this would be a good way to do it. So Big E talks about how his brothers will be back eventually. But he will not be standing alone tonight as Jimmy Uso joins him. And I thought this was a unique, cool way to follow up what happened at Fastlane by pairing Jimmy Uso and Big E together. I absolutely loved that creative idea, Matt.
Matt Hardy just replied to the GIF he posted and said simply, help others up when they're down.
Mm-hmm. We all know what that means.
Yup. Very cool. Very cool. Matt's the man. Help your brother get better. Make sure he never touches alcohol again. Or at least does it in a more responsible manner.
Yeah. You got money, call an Uber.
Amen, dude. Amen. That's what they're there for.
AJ Styles, get back from commercial. He's in the back and runs into Nakamura and says, I didn't need your help. And Nakamura says, oh, it looked like you needed your help. I will help you all the way to WrestleMania. Then it's knee to the face. I sounded more like Santino there, but
it did sound like Santino.
Knee to the face. Every time I say that now, I'm going to talk like Santino on purpose. Bludgeon Brothers, Jimmy and Big E great match for the time given. Brutal as all get out, and of course, no surprise, Bludgeon Brothers defeat a couple of beaten down guys, and they do some more beaten down at the end. Renee Young's with Sami Zayn, and she asks who's responsible for the failure on Sunday, and she says it's Kevin Owens. Well, obviously it's for Shane, but no, it's Kevin Owens. He's to blame. But we all know that's going to be a smokescreen for later. Charlotte Flair makes her way to the ring and says when she's champion, when you're champion, you're always the target. Asuka's music hits, and I knew it was coming, and I was honored that Asuka wants to face me. And so she wants to be in the ring to meet Asuka, woman to woman. And Asuka comes in and thanks Charlotte for the invitation. And they have some words. And Asuka says she bows to no one, and nobody's ready for Asuka. And oddly enough, Randy Orton's music hits. What?
2 weeks in a row, dude.
So, okay,
this isn't being done by accident.
I know. You said it's not being done by accident. I know you don't know the answer. But think of something. Come up with something. I know you don't know the answer, but what do you think this? What? What does this mean? Do you have any thoughts on what this means?
Maybe a battle of the sexes on SmackDown after WrestleMania. I don't know, but to me, this was 2 weeks in a row that they did this. That they ended a women's segment with the women standing in the ring while a man came out through their entrance to start like the next thing. This wasn't done by accident. This was clearly done on purpose. Where they're going with this, I don't know. But there's something to this, and at this point, I'm not sure what it is.
Randy Orton is ringside for actually got in the ring to cut a promo as he's now the Grand Slam champion, and he put over Bobby Roode for being a tough competitor. Bobby Roode come out and said some nice things to Randy as well, and then Jinder Mahal comes and fucks it all up, which leads to Jinder Mahal, Bobby Roode. I thought it was a decent match. I like Jinder a little more than Matt, though, at this point. Jinder gets the win because, obviously, this is heading to a triple threat. But, we got a little RKO at the end, so that's fun. Renee Young asked Kevin Owens what he thought about Sami Zayn's comments. And Kevin says, this is all Shane's fault. If Sami wasn't so selfish, he'd realize he's not the only one that got screwed over here. I was the first one that got screwed over on Sunday. And also mentions about how Sami lied by not laying down, and says Sami's delusional, and that's because of Shane McMahon, because he's just like all the other McMahons. Can't stand anyone else having the spotlight. Why was he at ringside on Sunday? Naomi versus Carmella, with Carmella getting the win. Good to see Carmella getting a win, because I'm still seeing rumors that she's going to lose her cash-in, which is that I think is dumb.
I don't think so.
I hope not.
I think she's going to be moved to Raw in the shakeup. I think that the briefcase will go with her.
Yep. Maybe the night after WrestleMania, she cashes in.
I don't know when the shakeup's happening. I don't think they're going to do it the night after WrestleMania, because that show already gets enough eyeballs on it as it is. I would wait to do it for I'd wait to do it like a week or two after Mania.
Wasn't that when Dolph did it?
Dolph did it the night after Mania, but I don't see them doing it with Carmella, because I don't see the shakeup happening the night after WrestleMania, and it would have to for that to happen. So I don't see them doing that. What I was saying is, I wasn't saying I don't see a cash-in happening the night after Mania. I don't see the shakeup happening the night after Mania, and that would need to happen before Carmella can cash in.
I wonder if in the rule book Carmella is only enabled to cash in on the SmackDown champion.
If she gets traded to Raw, then she could cash in on the Raw champion.
What if she cashes in at WrestleMania on Alexa Bliss? after Mickey helps cheat.
No, dude, they're not taking Nia's moment away from her. Nia's winning the title.
Okay. Shane O'Mac comes out and announces that it's Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn at WrestleMania. Kevin Owens comes out and says, finally a decision I agree with. That's the fact that Shane's taking leave for the next few weeks until WrestleMania. And he says, I can beat up Sami Zayn anytime I want. Don't have to wait till Mania. So Sami comes out. And, we all saw what was coming, right, Matt?
Yes. Everybody saw where it was coming.
Kevin and Sami attack Shane, but it didn't end there. They drug him to the back, which I thought was hilarious. And then he does a power bomb onto some metal shit, and Shane acted like he was about ready to die.
Because he was.
Yeah. I like the end there, Matt. I don't know about you, but I like it.
It'll be good. It'll be very interesting to see what Daniel Bryan does on SmackDown next week.
Yep. Hopefully he sees the light and tags with Shane against KO and Sami. Please, please, please. That's going to do it for this edition of Lost in the Midcard. Thank you to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes and any of your favorite podcasting apps. What you got to do is search for Lost in the Midcard. Hit the subscribe button. That way you know every time a new episode comes your way, every Thursday and Mondays after a WWE pay-per-view. You can also subscribe to us on the YouTube. The links to all that on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Lost in the Midcard. It's in our pinned post there, and also on our pinned tweet at LITMC Podcast. Make sure you follow us on that Twitter there, and where we share a lot of great stuff within the wrestling world. And while you're at it on the Twitter, hashtag GoldDustMandy. Hashtag GoldDustMandy, because Rose Gold deserves to be the fans' choice for the Mixed Match Challenge. Matt's on the Twitter at Raw Showtime. I'm on the Twitter at JB Huskers. And before we ride off into that sunset, Matt, what are your final thoughts?
Oh, we already touched on Stephen Hawking in the middle of the show, so I'm not going to go there again. I will say final thoughts as far as hashtag GoldDustMandy is concerned. Make sure to be using that hashtag on the Facebook post at the Mixed Match Challenge Facebook page. It's cool that you're going to post it on Twitter, but it ain't going to do anything in terms of the voting. So make sure you're using the hashtag in the proper place. Mixed Match Challenge Facebook page. Look for the post for the second chance, and make sure to cast your vote for Goldust and Mandy Rose.
For Matt Black, this is Jeremy Bennett. Thank you for tuning in to Lost in the Midcard. We will be back at you next Thursday.